Now, let's talk about the difference between big agencies and smaller, more boutique style shops. Large agencies can be appealing because they present themselves as extremely capable, referencing, big name clients or sophisticated offerings. They'll show off a range of services from content creation to SEO, paid ads, influencer outreach, and maybe even in-house production. And that can sound compelling, especially if you hope to grow into multiple channels or want everything under one roof. But these larger firms also carry those large overhead costs that we discussed, which means higher fees. If your brand doesn't have a seven-figure marketing budget, you might remain a small fish in a big pond. And that typically leads to frustration when you realize you're not a priority. Your brand receives minimal attention, there's a lack of tailored strategy, and you're effectively funding a machine that focuses more on winning new accounts than on caring for the existing ones. On the other hand, smaller agencies often have lower overhead. They might be more scrappy, nimble, and often, open to investing in real time in your business. Even if your budget isn't massive, they don't carry an entire new business department that needs to recoup huge pitch costs. So they don't have to inflate retainers. That can mean that you get more value per dollar spent because your money is paying for actual work on your campaigns rather than covering overhead. And isn't that what we all want? You're more likely to develop a personal relationship with the agency's leadership, or with senior strategists. They most likely will say yes to a modest initial scope in the hope of growing with you if they do a good job. This sense of partnership can be invaluable because they see you as a potential long-term collaborator, not just as a short-term revenue injection. If your marketing requires a mix of paid ads, creative design, analytics, website updates, a single freelancer might be stretched too thin or absolutely not have that expertise. If they get sick or busy, your campaign is left unattended. So you might consider a smaller mid-size agency that has multiple team members but still avoids the heavy overhead that leads to churn. In that scenario, you can have a dedicated strategist, a couple of ad specialists, maybe some creative support, all at a reasonable retainer. Because they aren't paying for a fancy office and a giant pitch department, they can focus on what matters most, driving results for your business.